What's good, everybody? This is Dave. I'm going live first time. Figured I would just break that ground, strike that canvas. There's been so many times where I'm like, you know what, I got to go live. I got to, do XYZ, get my background looking real good. I got to get, lights perfect. I actually just redid my office here. And it's one of those things where you just keep aiming and then you never fire. And especially in my line of work, which is professional photography and videography, it's really you get really in your head about um, being perfect with this kind of stuff because it's what you do. So you feel like people are judging you a little bit more, a lot more. Um, so I wanted to just kind of jump into the deep end here, because if you just keep aiming and you never fire, then nothing's going to get done. And I think Pete McKinnon said it a long time ago. Actually, I think he said that his sister told him this. This was like 6 or 7 years ago. I'm dating myself. He said, done is better than perfect. So I'm trying to get something done. And this is actually very much inspired by Heather over at Fellow Filmmaker. If you haven't checked her out, definitely go do that. She did the first live stream that I've seen of hers was from yesterday, and she just jumped on. She said, I didn't plan it. Sorry for those of you that didn't know, because nobody knew. And I kind of liked that. I kind of liked that it was just jumping on and having a conversation. And so there's some stuff that she said in that video that I just kind of wanted to touch base on, kind of continuing the conversation, because what I'm trying to do here is just build on the community. What's up? Untapped TV. Hold on a sec. Hey, Dave, this is my first time, so I don't know how to like highlight stuff. So I gotta play around. Just bear with me here. Pin message, put user. Oh, I can put you in timeout. Oh, dude, but you don't deserve it. It's cool. Let's see. Long-time subscriber, first-time commenter. What's up, Untap? What is your stopping point on a project where you say done is better than perfect? When the money runs out. First of all, how's my audio sound? Do I sound okay? I did a lot of like testing before this, but I can't hear myself, and I assume it's looking good. I'm using the Yeti here, which is giving me the like little indicator, but am I coming through too loud? Sounds great. Okay, cool. Oh, what's up, Brad Mason? How you doing, bud? Thanks for joining, guys. I know this was a very impromptu thing. I was actually going to do it a couple hours ago, but then my wife wanted to go out and spend a little time together. Go figure. So we went and did that, but she said, you should probably just post a thing saying that you're going to do it today, because then they'll lock me in. And so that's what I did. And so I actually just got home, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes ago. Hey, Bradley. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah. You were asking. That's why she is the boss. Yeah, you know. A couple things before we get too far in. Happy Father's Day. For you fathers out there, for those of us who don't, and we're fur fathers, I'm coming. I think I'm coining a phrase as a Further's Day, like fur dad. So I got to trademark that. I don't even know if that's what it is. Is it considered a trademark if like it's a term? I don't know. Maybe some aspiring lawyers out there might know and might be able to tell us. But happy Father's Day. This actually is a mug from my father. He's passed years ago, but this is one of his mugs. So in honor of that, I love this thing, and this is a common bond we had with creativity. It was a wood carving stuff, but that's not important for this. So let's see. What'd you say? That's why she's just put TM at the end. Okay. All right. I can do that. Further's Day TM. Hello, Emily. How you doing? I'm going to call you out, Emily. This is for those of you that are actually looking at the chat, which you should be able to at the end of this. when this is a live, not a live video anymore, when it's actually on my channel, you should still be able to see the comments. Um, there were several videos ago talking about like cheetahs and stuff and like shutter speed and like quick manual settings. That's Emily. That's the one that I was talking about. She's probably like super red, even though nobody can see right now. She's probably doing that like nervous chuckle that I love so much, Emily. So thanks for joining. Um, but yeah, let's jump in. So one of the things, in case you didn't hear, this is in response to fellow filmmaker. She's an amazing filmmaker, YouTuber. I haven't seen much of her other work other than YouTube stuff because she has been critical in some of the stuff that I've done for my studio setup, including this light right here. I watched her Amran 60D versus I have something else. I don't remember what it was because I landed on the 60D. I watched, I don't know, 10 videos or whatever. I really liked hers. So this is the Amran 60D, which is amazing. So if you're into photo or video or YouTube or whatever, you just need some good lighting. It's this little, I can't show you. I can't like turn the camera and everything, but it's this little like it's this little like pocket like video light setup, and then you can get soft boxes and stuff. So super cool. Heather, if you happen to be watching this at some point, thank you so much. Perfect stuff. But so in that, she was talking about a few things, not worrying about what other people think. And she was talking, I think, specifically about the like background. She's like, hey, you know, like kind of searching for your identity, which I think we all kind of are at some point in time. I think we're constantly looking for some sort of identity and, you know, kind of what, I don't want to say defines you, but in her example, she was talking about like, oh, hey, she was talking about like Target, like when you go to Target, like you might like the designs and whatnot, but it doesn't really feel like you necessarily, and kind of struggling with that. And I remember that being a big thing. Actually, funnily enough, interestingly enough, I don't know if funnily enough is technically correct, but interestingly enough, coffee was one of the things that really started to help me define who I was. I never drank it. I used to hate the idea of it until I was like 32 or 34. And then, oh, hey, how's it going, Maggie's Books and Stuff? That's Maggie's Books and Stuff, guys. If you like she does some videos and they're fun. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you don't hate me for saying that, Maggie's Books and Stuff. Anyway, so it's funny how some of these smaller things help to go into your identity. And the reason why I bring that up is because I just redid my office. Yeah. Yeah, that's my wife, by the way, for anybody who's interested, since she called me out as babe. That is my wife, Maggie. And thank you so much for the support and being here. Anyway, so I lost track of where I was going. But anyway, something about coffee and identity and whatever. But kind of the biggest thing that I really wanted to bring up, and I'm going all over only for certain people, D-dubs. All right. It's just for a couple people. I can make you tea. After this, I don't think anybody's going to be interested in making tea. I could do it, but no. So one of the biggest things that I wanted to bring up on this was because something that she said in that video was that this is kind of a boys' club, the photography and video space. And I mean, it really is. My base that my YouTube base, subscriber base, is like 99.5% male. And that's fine. That's what it is. But I'm sure that she's gotten a little bit of, it's a little harder in some places. And I want her to know that that's the minority of people. That I think she's got a lot of people that really enjoy her content, and she's got a lot of subscribers and she said that she's like, we have so many cool people and that are part of the community, but sometimes the loud voices get obnoxious. And I just kind of wanted to address that a little bit because Heather, I don't know her. I'm not affiliated with her at all. But she's definitely a good part of this community, and hopefully she starts to. I hope more people are positive to her and other people, new beginners, and especially females that are maybe a little bit feel like it's too much of a boys club. I don't know. I don't know really where I'm going with this. I saw that and I heard her say that. I'm like, no, that's not cool. No, I don't want that to be the representation. No, we love you. Keep doing what you're doing. And that's basically all I wanted to say about that. Um, let's see what she say. Stuff. I just wanted to see if you would make me tea. I'm joking. No, I'll make you tea after this. It's cool. So anyway, because one of the things that I've been saying at the very end of every single video that I've done from the first video is be good to each other. So regardless of whatever it is that we're doing, I always just want to kind of keep that positive mindset going. Yes, I love you too, hon. um, so let me see. I have some notes here. So we have, I'm getting old. Okay. So one of the things that I've been trying to do, like I said, is this. I'm also building my business, 124 Productions. And it's been a struggle for me to kind of figure out which one to focus on. I mean, I really want to focus on 124 and I'm making good progress with that. And I enjoy that. But then this kind of suffers. And especially because of that kind of aim and never fire that we were talking about earlier. That's something that so many creatives fall prey to because it has to be perfect, you know. My wife can attest to this, and she's done some amazing work. And sorry, I'm calling you out again, but like I've she's amazing, guys. I'll have to send some pictures. Yep, Emily, so true. But it's really hard. It's really hard to kind of combat that. And sorry, I'm getting distracted by this. Emily, shucks, Dave, and yes, Maggie is amazing too. Yes, she is. But I wanted to kind of address that because it's everybody feels it. Everybody feels that that kind of like it has to be perfect before you can post it or make it. And it's really hard to kind of combat that. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. I actually have to close this. Sorry, guys. I love you, but I'm gonna minimize this because I keep getting distracted by it. Okay. So it was one of those things where I want to do lots of different YouTube videos. There's so many ideas. There's so many cool things to do, but then I get caught with, oh, I got to make sure that I take this shot. I got to use my 16 mil and line this up. And oh, that means that I have to have the lighting. And then that means that I have to have this kind of shot that's going to lead into that kind of shot. And rather than actually just filming, I just get caught up in it and just don't do it. And then sometimes I'll actually take the footage and I don't actually do much with it because the post-production is like, oh, I got to have time to sit down and do the post-production. And as soon as you get into the post-production, especially as a photo or video guy, I end up wanting it to be like really good. And it's like, oh, people are expecting me to have something that's really good. So I don't deliver. Rather than one of the things I like about this, the live stuff, is that it's basically there's no editing. So all that pressure is gone. I won't be able to cut out all these kind of like awkward pauses that I've had and like, you know, searching for words, but you know, that's part of live. And that was one of the things that I liked with the podcast was I've done some podcast episodes and I designed those so that don't have stuff popping up on screen for two reasons. Because one, they're on YouTube. And so they are on YouTube, but they're also audio only. So they're available in other places. So rather than having to describe the image that's popping up, it just makes it more it just makes it easier, seamless for people to see it or hear it anywhere. Um, but then the other bigger part of that is that I can sit down, talk, and then not worry about, oh, I have to get this image of this thing and make sure it pops up and then play with the timing. And oh, wait, is there music? Yeah, I got to put music. And I got to edit to the beat, or do I edit to the beat? All those things, all those little things and that just add to it. So, it kind of like every little step becomes a hurdle, and the more hurdles you can remove, the better the easier it's going to be to actually get to the point that you want to do for posting your content or creating whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be posting content. It could be making a piece of art. You could be a painter, or just taking the photos. That's another thing too. Like, I've taken thousands of photos, and I don't know how many. I actually have done very little post production except for my paying clients. Like, I'll do post production all day. That's my job. But when it comes to my stuff, I actually don't post most of my stuff, especially on Instagram, because that's just a whole nother thing. I get overwhelmed with, oh, I need the hashtag, and oh, I'm not doing the right hashtags, and all that. And we all get there. So I just wanted to say, like, you're not alone. I think basically anybody on this chat right here would probably say the same thing, because y'all are creative people. Let's see, what does it say? Authenticity like this helps create engagement too. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And that was kind of the point. Like, I want to be more organic, authentic, and not even transparent, but just kind of like, I don't know. There's a word I'm looking for. I'm searching for. I can't find it. But candid. That's it. That's it. That's why you're my wife, because but just kind of more candid, and just let it flow. Because I've gotten a lot from this kind of stuff. It's like we've been married forever. We're reading each other's minds. But oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's one of the things I get a lot from people that remove the curtain and just like be themselves and just have a conversation. And that's another thing, especially in this space. I love having personal conversations, and one-on-ones, going to a cafe especially, and just chilling and just leaning back, having a coffee, and just talking about whatever. And I feel like when you do the post-production, you remove that, and as soon as you have post-production, you feel like you have to put something on. And I think this actually looks pretty good. I think the lighting, maybe the color could actually be a little bit. You guys tell me, because I need you guys to be my my beta testers. That looks a little too yellow. Yeah or no? What do you guys think? Post your pics to IG unedited. I like that. I was actually thinking, since it looks like it got warmer. Yeah, but in a good way. I altered. That's one of the things that's cool about this, is I got an app for the Amaran, where I can play with the color temperature and intensity. Both look good. Okay, well, yeah, I can. This is actually a really cool thing, and actually, Untapped. We'll talk about it. If we haven't talked about this before, we'll talk about that. Actually, maybe we'll do it like face to face, like live, like a podcast, or maybe a live thing. Maybe blue light coming from the ground. Let's see. Both look good. I feel like a light in the back would be nice. Maybe a blue light coming from the ground sounds good to me. Yeah, that was another thing too. So I know that I've talked to Maggie about this, but it's one of those things where actually Heather from Fellow Filmmaker was talking about this. Like, there's pretty much a consistent look and feel to a lot of the like higher end YouTubers. I shouldn't say higher end. The bigger YouTubers, they got like hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, and they kind of like, they have, I think she was saying, like, and she was just making overgeneralizations, and she even said that, but like, the backwards baseball caps and like the she actually might have said moody lighting, which is what this is. But um you have a lot of the same kind of background stuff. And I actually kind of like this. But I could totally see with the blue light, maybe in the background, or playing around with some different highlights or whatever. Um, so maybe you could help me with that, since you have such a good design discerning eye, wife of mine. Um, yeah, I know. I love the dramaticness. Do a purple light. All right. Okay. I can play around. I got one of those little RGB, different colors. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I guess I'm doing purple. um, but anyway, I like this. I love this, since college, the kind of Curtiscurio effect, however it is, Caravaggio, like the super dark. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so I kind of lost my train of thought again, but let me see what else we got. Oh yeah, we were talking about kind of like unedited stuff. I like your idea, Emily, with going on Instagram and throwing up some unedited stuff. I do really like. You'll see that with like, there's kind of this, I don't want to call it a new trend because I haven't really done Instagram for years. I just started to step back into it, where there's a lot of these models that are doing unfiltered, untouched kind of stuff. And I love it. I love that it gives that authenticity. It takes away that false sense of perfection, which is social media is so prevalent with. But I like that idea. So I think for maybe some of the other ones, maybe I'll do like a two post. You can do like two or three. I don't know how many photos you can do on Instagram, but maybe like the unedited version and then the edited version. I typically don't do super heavy editing, but it might be helpful for people to see that. So maybe I'll do that. And maybe I'll attribute it to you again, like that other video that I did. Hopefully I can embarrass you into it some more. Maybe you could post some unedited photos that you've taken, maybe of those cheetahs or whatever that I was talking about. So yeah, so talking about the community, I'm pretty active over on Reddit. I really enjoy Reddit. There's a photography community that they have this really cool do raw Fridays each week or something and just post your OG photos with no edits. Okay, well, let me ask you this. So should I do something like that where it's my unedited photos on Friday and then maybe Monday or something, if I have some that I have edited from that, or actually maybe I should just edit them and just say, okay, I'm going to focus on editing those just because for creativity for myself. And then maybe Monday or whatever, and then edit those same photos. And then do you think that would work, or should I just not worry about that? Would it, you as the social media expert of which you are, what would be your recommendation for me and everybody else that's listening? Oh, wait, not really. I'm just going to take a drink. It depends on my goals. My goals are, again, just like this live thing. Oh, I like that. Nah, just do the unedited and ask your community if they'll edit the raws. Is that what I mean? I like that. I like that. My goals, just so you know, Emily, is just to get consistent, fairly consistent on Instagram. And it's again one of those things where I just need to start posting to it. I have started to post a little bit, but then I get back into that, like, oh well, I'm, especially because I'm running a business that's in this stuff, so I'm like, oh, it has to be good because somebody might see this stuff, and I want them to be like, oh, ooh. And scrolling through Instagram, you see a raw photo, which is very desaturated for the most part. It's just going to look like, not as impactful for potential clients. But that's not my Dave Grenier account is not my like business account. That's just a personal representation. But as the owner of the company, I feel like I should. But I mean, I guess I just have to the way that I market the photo, like unedited Friday, and then But hey, we can chat. We can chat about that. Um, oh, ask them how they would edit the raws. Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing. That's the kind of conversation that I usually have on Reddit, which I'm very comfortable with, and it's usually a very good organized conversation that happens on Reddit, but I'm not that familiar with Instagram. I know it's easy as you post photos and people will comment, but um I got so daunted by Instagram. I know it sounds dumb because it's easy. You post a photo and people comment or hit the heart, but I don't know. There's something about it that I just got daunted by, and I'm just trying to get back into it. But I'm getting back into it because I saw other people's Instagrams via Reddit. There's the subreddit that I was talking about. Sundays, I think it's Sundays, you get to like self promotion Sunday, I think they call it. And so people get to talk about it, like, oh, hey, I took a slew of photos at this concert or whatever, or check out my Insta. And you see people that have such amazing photographs. And it's so cool, especially if they're beginners. And a lot of beginners are like, oh, this sucks. This is terrible. I'm not that good. And yeah, you are. Emily, you are. Um, what's that? Nah, just love that idea. I assume you're talking about Untap's idea, which I think I'm going to do that. But I feel like maybe I might need to jump on some trends too. I don't know, but that's another thing. Is then it starts to feel more daunting with, oh, I gotta make sure I hit the trends, and if I don't hit the trends, then so you start falling into that thing. So I just need to post. But I appreciate the ideas. That's really cool. So anyway, yeah, I don't want this to go too long. This is about half an hour, almost half an hour. I really appreciate your comments. I really am glad that I actually just pulled the trigger and did this. There's a lot that I'm going to look into for. I know there's programs like StreamYard that help with like overlays and like maybe even organization of the chat stuff. But as far as actually jumping off the ledge and doing it, this isn't really that hard. Maybe I have the talking points, but it's still a little hard to kind of go through the chat and stay on topic and remember where I was. So I think that's the biggest challenge for me. I'm sure that all of you will give me your feedback because I'll chat with all of you later. After I make Maggie her tea, of course. StreamYard is great. This was amazing too. Oh, thanks, babe. But one other thing I have. So for one of the things I'm playing with was the Dave Grenier podcast. I'm going to start having more guests on. I have a few already lined up. One guy was actually super cool on Reddit. That's he was just my drone, which actually I have over here. My drone ended up having somehow, I have no idea. I don't even know if you can tell. Is that that sensor right there got cracked somehow. Like, look at that thing. That is completely busted. I don't know how, because this thing covers it and there's like a gap there. So I don't know how that would have hit anything. But anyway, so I was asking the drone community about getting a replacement, or like, how do I get it fixed? Because of course, my DJI Care Refresh warranty program just lapsed like a few months ago. But it's like, I'm not gonna. I didn't want to re-up it because nothing's happened and I haven't needed anything from it. And of course, no, I didn't crash Untapped. It was just I opened up my bag and to go do a drone job, a roof inspection, and I was prepping the night before, and I saw that I can still fly it, and I can turn off the sensors. And I mean, even if I didn't turn off the sensors, it just yells at you a lot. It's the back, it's the rear one. It just keeps telling you like, hey, there's something right there. But you could just turn that off. But I still would like to get it fixed, especially because that's the Mavic 3. It's an incredible drone, but it's also an expensive one, and I'd like to have it fully functional. But that guy is going to be one of my guests, because he was just super cool. He's like, oh, let me see it. Let's see if we can do anything about it. He gave me a ton of great information. So, and I have a few others that I have lined up. So I'm actually curious, now that I've played with this, if I'm going to do it through a live thing, or maybe I'll still do like the traditional video podcast that I have been doing, so that I can kind of edit things out. I'll probably do it that way, but I'll be playing around with that. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, whatever, throw them in the comments. And thank you all for joining and being part of the conversation. And until next time, be good to each other.